Now once you understand all those first problems, so I've solved 3 of these types, and you're sure about it, then come to this one, because this is going to be substantially harder, and you need to understand those ones first. The first part's going to be the same. We'll divide by negative 2.5, or in other words, multiply by negative 2/5, and we'll get negative 4/5. When we look at our unit circle, we have values down here. Now we say x over 2 equals the inverse sine of negative 4/5. And I'm going to take out my calculator. Inverse sine negative 0.8, enter, and it gives me negative 0.93 plus 2 pi n, or now I'm going to store this one again, so I'll hit STO, and this time I'll use alpha I. So I can put over here I, and I'll just kind of put it as a little thought bubble. That's not a part of my problem. That's just to help me if I wanted it later. Now how do I get this? So I have this first angle there. The second one is going to be coming all the way around. How do I get that? Well, the process is the same as what we've done, except we're dealing with this negative number. You can see here that we have pi, and that this angle is going to be the same as 0.93, so it's going to be pi plus 0.93. The way you actually do the calculation is pi minus 0.93. So we'll have x over 2 is approximately equal to, so on the calculator I can just say, exact same as I did before, pi minus answer. And that gives me 4.06. Oh, 4.07. Plus 2 pi n. So whereas before I did it and it didn't matter, I ended up coming back here and dealing with the first part, I want to continue all the way through with these ones, because those are the numbers on my calculator, and that way I don't need to store the 4.87. If you wanted to be careful about it, you could say stow. In this case, I'm going to put it right next to the I. I'll use j. So in this case, if I made a mistake, I could just go back and bring up j, and I would have it. So I'm going to say times 2. So I get x is approximately equal to 8.14 plus 4 pi. And now, in terms of listing these out, 8.14, well, that's bigger than 2 pi. That's bigger than 6.28. If I add 4 pi to it, I'm still going to be bigger than 6.28. What if I subtract 4 pi? I think many could actually tell the answer there. We should get a negative number because this is going to be less than 3 pi, less than 9-ish. So we have either this 8.14 or negative 4.24, and neither of those work. This one gives us no solution. Now what? Now let's come back to the other one, and we have x over 2 equals that. So x is approximately equal to, we'll say 2 times alpha I, and we get negative 1.85 plus 4 pi n. So then, well, negative 1.85 is not in our domain from 0 to 2 pi. Let's add 4 pi to it, plus 4 pi. That gives us 10.71 plus 4 pi n. Well, that's outside of our domain as well. This one has no solution as well. Now, why? Let's take a look at this graph. Again, we have this negative sign, so we're going to come down here, and it's going to go down, negative 2.5, up to positive 2.5. So negative 2.5 to 2.5. And what is the period of this function? We have b is 1/2, so 1/2 of the period is 2 pi. So multiply both sides by 2. The period is 4 pi. So here's 4 pi. Here's 2 pi. Now when we draw the line y equals 2, That crosses in two places, but what's the problem with that compared to how we started the problem? We want to solve between 0 and 2 pi. Between 0 and 2 pi, this line never crosses a graph, and there is no solution to this problem. And that's it for now.